Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. So today I figured I'll review yet, of course, another fully obscured, low budget horror flick because, well, I like these type of movies. I tend to like them for the most part. So yes, of course, it's a blast from the past. And the one I'll be talking about is, yeah, this one. So I just thought, might as well, I guess. I've already reviewed quite a few Frankenstein themed movies anyway, so I just figured, what the hell? Why not another one? This film did receive, at least this version of the story anyway, received a fairly negative response, I guess, which I thought was a bit unfair because I've seen worse. So, like, for example, J.C. James meets Frankenstein's daughter, and that was pretty bad. I mean, there were other different versions of the film that was released over the years, so I guess there's a cult following for this movie. I mean, it happens, of course. So there's that, obviously. And there's a cult following for this film as well, calling it a masterpiece. I mean, okay, I won't go that far, but I did like it a lot more than this. So I guess that's something, I suppose. Here's the thing, though. Like I said a moment ago, I like obscured horror films that's fairly low budget, especially like these vintage movies, a blast from the past kind of a thing. So here we go, I guess. And it's already Black History Month anyway, so I guess this could be viewed as a celebration for these historic events and whatnot. So, a good reason to do so. And of course, like always, let's talk about the plot. Sorry, so here we go. Yes, obviously, it's going to have the basic elements what you might think about when it comes to Frankenstein. The of course, the scientist has to get the body parts and whatnot, have this laboratory, get the body parts together, and of course the monster will go on some kind of rampage or whatever. Yeah, all the elements. If you're familiar with with the films, with the story, then this is more or less the same kind of story, but obviously given their own twist to it. Having more of a characters from a diverse cast be more front and center. Of course, you might expect in a horror movie. And yes, it's taken seriously, which I don't mind really. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much more or less the same kind of story in which you may expect from this kind of a thing. And of course, obviously, things are going to get crazy, going to get wild and whatnot, and that's fine by me. Yes, obviously, behavior, yeah, people's attitudes were changing during the 1970s in this decade, which was the year this was released in. So obviously, it's not going to be the same as it was previously. And yes, of course, the whole thing with being groovy and whatnot, which you kind of see it in this movie, which I actually did like. As it has its own touch to it, of course. Clearly, ideas were changing compared to what was deemed like the traditional attitude from the 1950s. Obviously, yes, of course. Before it says anything, clearly there were multiple adaptations of the book Frankenstein, just like with Dracula. And like just like with these two characters, there were multiple movies, wide view, and some of them are connected and some of them aren't. As for this one, it's its own thing, of course. And yes, obviously, yes. Before anyone says anything, like I was about to say a moment ago, yes, the book version of Dracula was not from Africa, of course. But you could accept, like I was saying, it's loosely based on the book for one. And another thing is that I'll bring up this god awful movie for an example. And not that I'm trying to defend this movie by any means, because it's really bad. And I did review it a while back, by the way. But holy hell! But the Jesse James type character, this lady, she plays this character, of course, whom, like I said, is like Jesse James kind of a character, and she's from this area, of course. And that's the thing, though. I'm pretty sure Jesse James, the actual Jesse James, is not from here at all. And also, the Frankenstein's daughter was also not has nothing to do with this kind of individuals from that place either. So it's like, why are you gonna cherry pick on what you want to complain about? So okay, the cast of characters are not exactly 100% accurate from source material, but it's whatever, I suppose. For what it's worth, like I was saying, I've seen worse. I've seen far worse than this. I thought it was pretty enjoyable in its own little way, of course. And yeah, I guess it's a kind of experience where it's like you just have to watch it for yourself to really appreciate it for what it's worth, I guess. And yeah, it's pretty insane. It's pretty crazy, of course, in its own little way. I mean, of course, it's gonna be cheesy in its own little way. So yes, ultimately, yes, you can say, of course, the production value is not gonna be exactly super high, obviously, but I guess in other ways they were just trying to do their own spin on this, which I enjoyed, of course. So I would definitely recommend this. Are there better adaptations of Frankenstein out there? Yes, of course. But that doesn't mean that this film can't be judged on its own merits, which it certainly can. But a lot of people had called this a black exploitation type movie, so take that as you will, I suppose. And with that in mind, and you just watch this, so you already know what you're setting up yourself up for, I guess. Okay, for real quick, I'll say this. I definitely thought this was a hell of a lot better than some of the more up to date recent mainstream horror flicks like these Frankenstein movies. Yeah, I don't know what it is with the more up to date horror films. They always seem to be lacking, and that's kind of why I would prefer to review the older stuff, really. I'm gonna be honest here. So there's that. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out for real fans. So back to the program, I guess. But like I was saying, for its worth, it's it has its own charm, I guess you can say, and it's something I've been meaning to review anyway. I guess because it's on my to do list. Okay, open it. I mean, I know technically this is a notebook, but I'm counting a to do list anyway because I have quite a bit to review here, and this was definitely one of them. I haven't reviewed a Frankenstein themed type movie in a while anyway, so here we are. But it was a decent little movie, of course. I thought it was pretty solid for what it is, and I'll give this an overall rating of a 6.8 out of 10. It gets a 6.8 out of 10 from me. So of course, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah, later.